start with an East Tennessee man identified nearly 4 decades after his death, thanks to new technology and a new initiative by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
WATE 6 on Your Side reporter Kristen Gallant explains how they were able to identify the victim all these years later and why the TBI continues to work on cases like this.
Mr. Knuckles was found shot in September 29th, 1985 in the Loudoun County area. He was found by 2 juveniles riding bicycles. They alerted authorities. The Loudoun County Sheriff's Office began an investigation.
For 4 years, the remains found along Buttermilk Road off Interstate 40 in Lenoir City were only known as John Doe.
So investigators at the time used technology that was readily available at the time. Things like fingerprints, dental comparisons, radiographs or x-rays. Everything that was basically available. And then the case, no leads were able to be generated as to the identity.
Back then, DNA testing wasn't a common tool for law enforcement. Fast forward to now.
TBI was able to get funds specifically from the governor's office to work unidentified human remains cases. And so we submitted samples of the remains of all the cases that we were involved in where we had the remains.
The search, which combines DNA and genealogy, ultimately led the TBI to identify the victim as James Keith Knuckles.
Identifying a person in a case like this, in a homicide case, is very important. The more we know about the victim, the easier it is for us to understand who the killer is.
And now this new technology is able to help them identify victims in other cases like this one across the state.
There are probably in the neighborhood of between 150 and 200 unidentified victims across Tennessee.
Now that Knuckles has been identified, the TBI is asking for the community's help to close this cold case.
We still want to get to that resolution for a family, for a community, whether that means that we take the information we have and are able to do some sort of posthumous announcement about that case. But it doesn't mean that we have to stop.
In Knoxville, Kristen Gallant, WATE 6 on your side.
All right, Kristen, thank you.
And if you happen to know anything about this case, there may be somebody out there who does. You can call the TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND.